Hey guys, it's Katie and Happy New Year! It's officially 2019, which means that today I'm talking to you about my goals and changes that are coming to my channel this year. First things first, I'm really excited for all of the things that are coming in 2019 related to my channel. I've got a really big year coming up, so there are going to be some changes and some things that I've just been wanting to do for a while. So a little bit of backstory. I kind of got a little bit bored with my channel last year. Like I was just felt really uninspired by a lot of the content I was making. Not necessarily that it was bad, but it just got really repetitive after a while. So this year I'm planning on kind of doing some different things and spreading things out rather than having it be the same content all the time. And part of that is me wanting to get ideas from you, but we'll get to that a little bit later in the video. So for now, let's just jump into some of the goals and changes that I've got planned for this year. The first big change that I'm going to have this year is I'm no longer going to do monthly TBRs. I just found that I really wasn't a huge fan of them. I got really irritated with them and hated being confined to what I was doing, and I just didn't find them helpful. I found them as more of kind of something that I felt like I had to do rather than something that I wanted to do. I know that I attributed doing TBRs to being in school, and to some extent that is true, but I created a year-long TBR for a reason. I don't need to plan out what months I'm reading what in. I should just be a little bit more flexible with what I'm reading and go with what I'm feeling at the moment rather than feeling like I need to confine myself to something, because I know that that can lead to a slump. And with all the precious time that I have this year, I definitely don't want to be in a slump, because I will talk about this in a little bit more later, but I'm going to have to go on a 3-month hiatus. And during that 3-month hiatus, I won't be reading at all. So if I can avoid it, I just really like to not get into a slump. And I think having fixed TBRs can really kind of lead to that, especially if you're not in the mood to read something. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more flexible within my year-long TBR and see how that goes. So by not having monthly TBRs, that also means that my wrap-ups are probably going to be a little bit more spread out. I don't necessarily want to say what I read each month, unless, do you guys like seeing what I've read each month? I'm considering doing like progress reports or something rather than just, oh, I did all of these books in this month or whatever, because sometimes a month will be really bad because I'll be really busy, so I might have only read like 1 or 2 things, and I don't know if that's necessarily worth a wrap-up. So maybe if I get to something like, when I get to, I don't know, 5 books or something, then I'll do a wrap-up. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think I should just stick to the monthly wrap-ups, or do you think I should spread them out a little bit more and wait until I've read a certain amount of books to do one? Or should I just do something else altogether? Because another thing I was considering doing is waiting until end of May or end of April, end of May or something like that, and then doing a wrap-up of all the things I've read for those months, especially since in the middle of the year, as I said, I'm going to be going on a 3-month hiatus slash reading ban slash fast because of some crazy things that have been going on in my life. But let me know what you guys, any input you have about what you'd like to see and kind of how you'd like me to tackle my wrap-up situation. The third thing that I'm planning on doing this year and changing a little bit is I'm going to do less tags. Or maybe I shouldn't say less tags, but I'm planning on spreading them out more rather than doing Tag Tuesday every single Tuesday, because that's just part of what's gotten me burnt out. I mean, my channel is known for doing tags and I do them all the time, but I feel like my tags are very repetitive because I talk about the same things all the time. So maybe if I spread them out a little bit more or something like that, I might have new things to talk about. I feel like I don't read fast enough, and I get tagged a lot these days. So I just feel like in order to give you new, fresh, interesting content, that I need to read more before I can give you quality tag content, if that makes sense. I mean, I'm definitely going to do the ones that I've been tagged in probably earlier in the year just to get them, out and not have such a deep backlog of stuff so that I, don't fall into this pit of, oh my God, I've been tagged in 10,000 things and I haven't done it yet. Because that is definitely something that stresses me out, just knowing that I have all this stuff looming over my head and not being done with it. Because I just, even though I procrastinate sometimes, I don't like to. It makes me feel awful. I mean, it probably makes a lot of you guys feel awful, but it does something very, very, it does something to me, and it just makes me feel awful. That brings me to another big change, which is I'm going to have, hopefully, more discussion videos. Whether it's about a specific book or a specific topic in response to what someone else has talked about, or if it's about a specific author or something, I'm just planning on doing bookish discussion videos. They're going to be a little bit on the longer side, and I figure that I will do one a month. And then post it more towards the early beginning of the month, so it gives me more time between each discussion to kind of plan things out and do things accordingly. So I mean, it's an experiment. We're gonna see how it goes, but I've got definitely some very interesting discussion videos coming up in the very near future, and I hope you enjoy some of the things that I have to say and some of the things that I have planned. So that brings me to talking about my hiatus. So I am taking the bar exam in July of this year. And in order to prepare for the bar exam, I'm going to have to just kind of go away for a while. It'll almost be like I disappeared off the face of the planet, because I probably won't be on social media, or if I am, it'll be significantly less than I am now. And I probably won't really be filming. I won't have time, and I can't sacrifice any of the precious time that I have to study for this exam. And you just really won't see me for a while. However, that said, I do have an idea. I'm gonna pre-film a lot of videos, so over that 3-month period, it's like I won't be gone completely, so you'll at least have things to see from me, but it won't be there. You really won't see me commenting or writing back to you that much. I mean, I'll probably still be around. I mean, not that a ton of people comment anyway, which is totally fine with me, but just know that I probably won't be as quick with my commenting and just around as much, because I will be drowning in legal things and topics and terminology, and I just won't really have the time. But feel free to let me know down below or on Twitter kind of some ideas you'd like, or some things you'd like to see while I am gone. A lot of my ideas right now are just to do a bunch of tags and just kind of sparse them out and do one video a week for 12 weeks. But I figure that could be really boring for you guys. So feel free to just let me know some things that you think would be interesting to see that I can pre-film and just schedule to go out. But it will only be one video a week. I'm thinking I'll probably just do it in the middle of the week, so Wednesdays will be the day that my video goes up. Or I could do it on a Monday and just start off the week and then just give you guys some time. I don't know. We'll figure out the day as time goes on. But feel free to let me know down below some of the things that you'd like to see. Or, as time goes on, if you think of something, don't hesitate to message me or something and let me know some of your ideas of things that you'd like to see. Brings me to another thing that I'd really like to do, and that is actually just get more input from you guys on how I should do things on my channel or things that you'd like to see. Like, I'm thinking that for reviews, I might ask you after I've read each book whether you want to see a review for something. Like, I'll probably just do like a quick poll on Twitter and let it go for 24 to 48 hours after I've read the book and be like, do you want to see a review for this thing? And then let you guys vote and let you decide. However, if it gets less than 10 votes, I'm just gonna consider it to be you don't want to see this thing. Because if it's 10 votes and above, then I'm more likely to be sure that people will watch it, if that makes sense. So feel free to just, spread it around and let me know if that's, let me know if that's something that you'd be cool with. But yeah, I'm gonna probably ask you guys after I've read each book whether you want a review. But that brings me to another thing: is do you want me to do singular reviews, like individual reviews for books that are in a series, or should I wait and do a full series review once I'm done with all of the books? Because right now, for some reason, like, in some ways, I'm leaning more towards the latter option and just waiting until I'm done so I can explain to you the full thing about what it's about, and then kind of going from there. I mean, I did a lot of individual reviews for ROTE, but that was different because there's a lot in each book. So maybe it'll depend on the book, because I know Brandon Sanderson's books are quite large and chunky, and I feel like there'd probably be a lot to talk about for each individual book rather than doing a series thing. If you want to sit with me for 2 hours as I review his like entire Cosmere, I mean, I could theoretically do that, but I don't know, let me know whether you'd like to see more series reviews or more individual reviews. Like, what do you like more, and what do you think would be more beneficial, or do you think it would really just depend on the thing, and then I'll just do a Twitter poll about it as I go? Or actually, I could also just consider doing the YouTube polls, because I could put those in my videos too. That is an option. I might utilize that a little bit more this year too, for those of you who aren't on Twitter, because that's not fair to you guys. So yeah, I think I'll probably utilize the poll option on my videos more too. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll just ask you guys probably for input on like a bunch of other things, like just videos you'd like to see, and just generally how you think I'm doing on my channel things and whatever. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. Thing I want to talk about for this video is, remember a while back when I got 100 subscribers and I was asking you guys for your input on what kind of things I should do? Well, I got a fair few comments on that video, and I got a whole mess of different answers, and every single person had something different to say. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do a hodgepodge of things, and I'm probably going to do it over the span of a couple of days or a week or something like that. Because one of you wanted me to do, I did the "you're just not good enough" tag, so I put a bunch of names in a jar, and then I pulled them out, and then I decided between them. So one of you really liked that idea, and I have a couple of game ideas in my head for that. But the trick is just deciding which one I want to do. And then a couple of you were interested in me doing a Q&A, and I'm definitely going to do that. And then a few of you were really interested in me doing a shout out. So I'm thinking I'll combine the shout outs and Q&A into one video and just kind of have it be a thing, because there aren't a ton of people who watch regularly that I think would really ask a ton of questions, so I don't think there would really be a lot for that. But if you prove me wrong and I get a whole inflow of questions, then I'll probably separate the shout outs and the Q&A and kind of just have them be together. And another idea that someone gave me was just kind of talking about my experience on BookTube, and I could probably throw that into my Q&A and just kind of have that be there too. And I'll probably put out a video kind of explaining everything in more detail in the next coming weeks, and then all of that will probably happen sometime in February. I don't know yet, but it's going to take some time to put together and just think about, and I want it to be, decent and not just kind of thrown together, so it'll take some planning time. So February or March, expect some of those things. Goals, I think the goals and the changes kind of go hand in hand. I just want to create better content for you guys this year. I've already hit my full subscriber count, so that's not as much of an issue anymore. I mean, I'd love to grow if I can, but I've stayed pretty stagnant for the last couple of years I've been here. I mean, I haven't had this specific channel for 2 years, but I've been on BookTube for 2 years. That's a story for another time. Yeah, so I mean, my goals and the changes kind of just go hand in hand. But yeah, that's generally what I've got going on and got planned for this year. I've got a few more videos coming out for you this week. It's going to be a big week of videos, I think. Yeah, that's generally all I've got for you today. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to find my social media links down below, and I'll catch you later. Bye!